Aaron Rodgers. This man is now starting a brand new chapter heading over to New York. How's it gonna go? Well, that remains to be seen.
I made it clear that my intention was to play, and my intention was to play for the New York Jets.
Let's take a top-down look at the landscape in New York this upcoming season and check out 5 reasons why Rodgers could succeed with the New York Jets and 5 reasons why he will fail. Succeed. He is beyond ready to spike the Packers. If there is one thing that we've learned about Aaron Rodgers over the years, it's that he, like an elephant, does not forget. But unlike his trunked compadres, he takes his remembrance a step further and is always looking to spite the living hell out of whoever he believes did him wrong. Whether it was the 49ers way back when for drafting Alex Smith over him, his now infamous relationship, if you want to call it that, with the city of Chicago and its fan base, his icy breakup with Mike McCarthy and now Matt LaFleur and really the entire Packers organization, Rodgers is always trying to put the screws to someone. And this year's going to be no different. He's going to come out extremely motivated and ready to show the world that Green Bay's coaching and execs were the problem, not him. Similar to what Tom Brady pulled off with his Twilight Tour down in Tampa. Number 12 is obviously a very talented player to begin with, but he really does seem to take it up to a whole new level when there's a chance to prove someone wrong. And with his latest divorce, the ego, reputation, and all of that is at stake on both sides, Rodgers will surely put his best foot forward to try and rise to the occasion. Fall. Off-the-field extracurriculars. Over the past couple of years, Rodgers' off-the-field antics have seemed to take a turn that I don't know about you, but I certainly did not expect. Believe it or not, he really did at one point seem to present himself as an extremely straight-laced guy. But now, well, it seems he's entered some sort of hazy alternative universe ruled by crystals, spirits, and what have you. I mean, when your new girlfriend has to publicly deny claims that she's a witch, well, let's just say you're stepping into a different realm of partners than the women that he used to keep company with. Jets fans need to keep their fingers crossed tightly that no spirits possess him and derail this season, because, let's face it, they are going all in on this guy and they cannot have him weighed down by evil spirits, or the substances that may or may not have allegedly guided him toward this spiritual awakening. Succeed. Jets have a great roster besides quarterback. As crazy as it sounds, Aaron Rodgers is actually set up for success with the Jets. New York had one of the better rosters in the league in 2022, even though they missed the playoffs. When Zach Wilson is weighing down your team at the most important position on the field, well, there's really only so much he can do. The Jets have talented playmakers all over the field on offense. A stud wide receiver in Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall will be back from his ACL injury to carry the rock and catch passes out of the backfield. And that's before any of the impending offseason acquisitions, some of whom Rodgers has some solid history with. The Jets are pretty well balanced too. Their young defense, led by stud cornerback Sauce Gardner, was a force to be reckoned with last year. And with one more year of Robert Saleh's coaching, plus a couple of key additions, this could be one of the best units in the league this season. Look, top to bottom, this is a way more talented roster than Green Bay had, and one that is ready to win now. And Rodgers will be ready to capitalize on this. Fail. The Jets are cursed. Let's face it, the Jets are one of, if not the most cursed organizations in the entire NFL. It all started way back in the 1960s, when the team's quarterback, Broadway Joe Namath, allegedly made a deal with the devil to deliver on the guarantee he made ahead of the Super Bowl, in which the Jets were going up against a heavily favored Baltimore Colts team. And look how things have gone for the Jets in the time since. It's one thing after another with this team. The big spike play against the Dolphins, having and then promptly losing Bill Belichick as their coach, then proceeding to be tortured by him and the Patriots for 2 straight decades. Literally, anytime something good seems like it's about to take place for the team, bam! The universe remembers that this is the Jets we're talking about. The bad juju takes over and things just fall apart. Succeed. He's one of the best QBs of all time. Look, let's face it, whether you love or hate Aaron Rodgers, there is no denying that he is one of the greatest football players of all time. And although he is coming off a down year, the odds are that the way the league has changed, in that the quarterbacks are extremely protected and that the rules really give an advantage to offenses that want to throw the ball, Rodgers should have himself a bounce back year in 2023, even at his advanced age. After all, you just don't luck into winning 4 league league-wide MVP awards. Rodgers can still sling the ball, and now that he's out of a situation in Green Bay that has deteriorated into what can only be described as tenuous at best, well, he looks poised to have another big-time season. Fail. Fighting with the media. While Aaron may fit into New York's roster very well, he may not be so lucky when it comes to getting in line with the way that the New York sports media likes to do business. Rodgers has become headline fodder over the last couple of years, and even if things do go well in New York, I have no doubts that the scribblers in New York will do their very best to have a field day at his expense. After every ridiculous thing he utters on the Pat McAfee show, a flurry of headlines will follow, and that will only escalate if he or the team happen to struggle at all. Who knows what skeletons he's been able to hide living in Green Bay, Wisconsin all these years. The Big Apple and its big media presence could be big trouble for number 12. Succeed. Trying to show up Brett Favre. Aaron may never fully admit it, but there is certainly a part of him that is competing with his former mentor who had no interest in mentoring him, Brett Favre. Rodgers has had a better statistical career, no doubt, but at the end of the day, both men were only able to deliver one Super Bowl to Green Bay, something that has to eat at him. Now that he's decided to replicate Favre's first Twilight stop, he should be especially determined to try and one-up him by leading the Jets to at least the playoffs. And once they get in, well, Rodgers will certainly try to take it all the way. Then, not only will he have proven himself outside of Green Bay to be better than Favre, but he'll also have 2 rings and finally put to bed any doubts that he is the superior quarterback. Fail. Injuries, his recent history, plus Jets QB. All of Rodgers' determination, however, may only get him so far because, well, at his advanced age, there is unfortunately a legitimate chance that his stint in New York gets derailed by the very same thing that plagued Favre: injuries. Aaron has had more than his fair share of bumps and bruises throughout his career, and really, all it takes is one heavy hit and that collarbone could shatter or that arm will swell up. This is particularly concerning based on the franchise he's joining, because the Jets, like Rodgers, have had more than their fair share of injuries, particularly at the quarterback position. I don't know what it is about the Jets, but it seems like no matter who's under center, dating all the way back to the likes of Chad Pennington, that they are destined to endure some injuries. Succeed? Reuniting with Nathaniel Hackett. Although his stock could not possibly be lower than it is right now after that tumultuous stint as the Denver Broncos head coach, new Jets offensive coordinator Nathaniel Hackett has a history with Rodgers. It was in Hackett's system that number 12 sort of reinvented himself, winning back-to-back MVP awards in 2020 and 2021. Rodgers has already spoken publicly about how much he enjoyed working with Hackett, telling the Pat McAfee show, "Love Hack. Hack is my guy. Love him and Megan and the kids. They're really special to me. We really bonded when he was in Green Bay. He made it fun. He made the room fun. He made the weeks fun." Now, if there's one thing we know about Aaron at this point in his career, he is at his best when he is motivated and in an environment that he feels is best for him. Even if Hackett's offense is nothing overly innovative, the mere fact that Aaron wants to play for him should bode well for the Jets, especially when you consider the, at times, icy relationship he seemed to have with Matt LaFleur in Green Bay, and the honeymoon-esque excitement he'll have to be back reunited with Hackett. After all, there is nothing that seems to motivate the surly signal caller than a good old-fashioned injection of spite into his veins. Fail. He might be washed up. While it may be cliche, there's a reason that they say Father Time is undefeated. Heck, we even saw it last year with Tom Brady down in Tampa Bay. Brady was humanity's last hope against Father Time, and even he faltered under the pressure. Well, Rodgers is 39 years old now, and he's gonna turn 40 in December of this upcoming season, and is coming off one of the worst seasons of his career. Aaron completed just 64.6% of his passes for 3,695 yards and 26 touchdowns, while surrendering an uncharacteristically high number of interceptions with 12. That was 3 times his total of 4 interceptions from the previous year. If you run through his statistics, it's actually jarring what a drop-off there was. His yardage total was his lowest since 2017, when he played just 7 games, and the lowest of his career for any year that he played a complete season. That being said, I don't think anyone would be overwhelmingly shocked to see that nearly 2 decades of professional football, not to mention the college and high school years, have finally caught up with one of the few men lucky enough to defy age. His 5 All-Pro selections and 10 Pro Bowls won't help him in 2023 if he's sore from his toes to his nose every time he trots out onto the gridiron. But do you think that Aaron Rodgers will be a success in New York? Or do you think he's going to be a failure? And why? Let us know in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps out a ton. And hey, we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.